But when I came back into the corporate environment, that same energy suddenly became too much. And what you were highlighting there is that, emotions are constant, right? And it is the experience that we have with them that really defines how those emotions either enable us or hijack us. And for me, early roles actually taught me that emotion was part of the work. But when I came back into the corporate environment, that same energy suddenly became too much. I was told I was too passionate, that I needed to be more objective, that I needed to tone it down a bit. The implicit message that I had was that competence equaled composure without visible feeling. And I remembered thinking, wait a minute here, isn't the passion that I bring to the work what makes me good at what I do? And so I really struggled with that message of tone it down, you're too passionate. But over time, I learned that the point wasn't to mute the emotion, it was to channel it in the right way, right? Because emotion is energy in action. And what actually really derailed teams wasn't too much emotion, it was the stuff that sparked the emotion, the eye rolls, the talking over people, maybe a public call out when things are not going well or was derailed. And instead of naming the behavior and dealing with the emotion, someone says, well, check your emotions at the door. So now the reaction is what's getting policied while the trigger gets a pass, right? So it becomes that loop, the negative behavior, the emotions that we feel, the tone it down, the erosion of trust, and then more bad behavior. And so for me, it's about breaking the cycle, right? How do we name the behaviors? How do we acknowledge, accept the emotions? How do we take a breath and pause? And how do we have a conversation that's about that emotion? Because oftentimes, when that emotion is showing up and when someone's saying, check your emotion, it means I'm actually uncomfortable with your emotion. So it's not about the emotion itself, it's about the fact that others are uncomfortable with the fact that you're feeling that emotion. So it's the conversation that's important.